The red, I mean, one, if you don't know, you just don't know. Let's start there. A lot of people have material, and this is very tricky, and just bear with me, please. You don't know how well your material is until you either have someone read it that is of a level that can make a real assessment of what needs to happen and what doesn't need to happen. I do that before I present it to anybody else. So I go back to the material. The misstep is believing, and I had to learn this, and this is what Keenan and Randy told me. The words on the paper is not your baby. It don't breathe, it don't require food, it's just words on paper. So be willing to accept criticism, constructive criticism, because the impression is, oh, it's gotta be this way, it's gotta be that way. No, take those things that make sense, those notes that make sense, that can help elevate it. But if you believe in it and committed to it, and if it's not working, then maybe you should try to use something else. So the red flag is where it starts. It's words on the paper.
Can I add to that? So, for instance, like you said, there's projects that people have, yet they don't. Like you said, oh man, I got this great script. I want to get to the best talent that I know or that I'm thinking. And then you waste so much time in that dream. Versus the reality is this: in today's era, whatever your film that you wrote, go shoot a short film. Go shoot a 3-minute segment and see if the words and the chemistry of what you've written makes sense. You may have to go get some people who are just theater actors in the neighborhood or at a college and say, hey, I'm gonna post this and I'm gonna get these actors, I'm gonna find the people, and I'm gonna shoot it on my phone. iPhones make it very easy if you don't know.
The guy that did the new Fresh Prince, he didn't ask them, he did a different spin on the Fresh Prince. He shot it independently and he presented it, and it got that traction. Issa Rae started out on YouTube too. So you don't have to wait on attaining a celebrity to get your creative expression on. Back in the day, that's what we had to wait on. I had to wait. I'm trying to do a movie with Bill Duke. Never happened.
I just want a quick question. Who's all actors in here? Just so we kind of know where the direction of the conversation goes. I know we're talking about a lot of booking. Who's all actors? Okay, put your hands down. Who's all writers? Barry, I know, I'm about to ask about cinematographers. Cinematographer, anybody's in cinematography, anybody's a director,
Anybody? Yeah.
Sound. And the reason why I'm asking is we'll do an exercise momentarily, but I just want to kind of see who's in the room.
Of course.
Is there anybody who has aspirations to be a producer, who has great people skills and compliment things and connect as a producer, as producers? Okay, got that. And so there's an array of people who know how to do lighting. Has anybody gone to school for any of this stuff? Does anybody has any formal training in any of the things that you raise your hand in? Okay, so you all have formal training. So here's the exercise. So all of the actors just stand up really quickly, and the actresses, actors, look around at all the actors in the room. Look at y'all. Okay, so y'all are the group of the network of thespians. Y'all are the actors in the room.
That's the talent.
Okay, that's talent. Sit down. Where are all the writers? Stand up. Writers, look at each other. These are collaborators. Now, all the writers, do y'all raise your hand? Actors, stay up, keep your hands up. Actors, put your hands up. Writers, look at the actors. These are your actors for your material in this room. Okay, sit down. Now the directors, stand up. Filmmakers, directors. So that's the combination of y'all. So all the writers, keep your hands up. Directors, these are the people who want to write the stuff and the things and material to tell the stories that you want to shoot if you're not already writing them yourselves. All right, sit down. Producers, stand up. Producers, you know what your job is. You have relationships. You know how to put things. You have to find the people who are the lighting and the sound, the camera operators, all camera operators and lighting, and anybody in the crew. Stand up, anybody in the crew. Barry, where you at? I was pointing some things out to you, and I mentioned your name about the cinematographers, and you wasn't around. Okay, I know it doesn't. We have it's a weird thing. We have a father-daughter type of relationship, even though it's just crazy. But yes,
So she's worked with us.
She's worked with us
on a documentary that we shot in Chicago.
That's very. Y'all say what's up to Barry.
And she's amazing.
And she's also a professor, and she does things over at DePaul.
Yes.
So yes, at DePaul University. So now we got some people in the crew. We got crew members. We got sound.
Y'all can sit down.
Y'all can all sit down. So in this room is the network of people.
Right.
This is the ecosystem right here. So when you say, we gotta wrap up. I know when you say, well, how do we do this and how do we start and who do we talk to? You turn to each other. Everybody has a camera. This is the camera right here. These things shoot well. These things shoot movies. They can shoot movies. They have great quality sound. We can make our own stories. There's more than 20 of us in here. We can come up with 10 amazing stories.
Exactly.
There's 10 directors in here. There's 10 writers. There's 20 plus actors and actresses in this room. There's people in wardrobe. It's all here. And because of the way technology is working itself, you don't need a whole lot of money to shoot a concept or idea, like Ron pointed out. Someone shot a presentation. Lamar says you have an idea, go shoot it. Don't ask for permission.
Right.
We have to start looking at each other. We have to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
That's the only way we can really make a difference, where it doesn't take a whole lot of money. We don't have to worry if Hollywood's gonna come in and say, okay, and validate what we're doing. We don't have to do that. Stop looking to other people to validate us. We validate ourselves. Right? And it's real. So when we call and we're doing documentaries and we're doing things, we say, who's local here? Let's find. So Barry, she shows up and I said, Barry, I want to put a team together. LeRon is putting together. We got, and I said, I want people who look like us first, but we want quality above all. And sometimes just because they look like us and we look like each other doesn't mean the quality is there.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time.
Right.
We have to have people who are committed, who are like-minded, if they are from our community or not.
Right.
Go with the best people for the job, because then you'll see that in the work later. All right? So this is the room, this is us. It starts with us, it's about us, and then we begin to become the gatekeepers, and we begin to make the decision of what we want to do. And we can easily put stuff in streaming. People in Hollywood are always looking for something new, especially if it's something they can acquire. You follow what I'm saying?
And they don't know our culture.
They don't. So it is best for us to keep our true, authentic self. And then lastly, whoever has had some experience in marketing, whoever has had some experience in finance, accounting, editing, all those things are going to be really important. This is the village right here that can make the next Barbershop or Love Jones or Soul Food or any of the things we've done here in Chicago.
Exactly.
The Shop. We can do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Truly.
And I want to say that's the whole point of what Troy Pryor has brought. He does this already. You guys have to take the chance to be rewarded. I'm going to say it again. Take a chance to be rewarded. It's never trial and error first. It's trial and experience. And then you learn from that. And if you don't take your own vision to see, then it becomes an error. And so you need to change it. Never look at it negative, always see it positive.
And before I go, shout out to Joy Mitchell. I see you.
Joy Mitchell, Rochelle Cohen.
Joy Mitchell has always held us down. Joy has been an incredible part of our lives.
Yes,
Joy
she is.
Mitchell. That's sweet Joy. Joy. When I Take Brothers Foundation and all the things that we're doing, which we'll briefly talk about that for 30 seconds. But I do want to say that people who ask me, how do I get involved? How do I do it? we are trying, what we're doing is, our goal is to make sure that Chicago is the new destination for entertainment. It is already here. We want it to be a global destination for entertainment, the entertainment industry as it relates to film, television, docuseries, music, dance, fashion,
Digital,
all visual. We want it to be here. And it's way too many incredibly talented people who have gone away and who have not returned. We want to make sure that we make it appealing for those who've already gone away to come back home to Chicago, and we create our own right here because we can. And I always say, for those who want to be an actor, right? I say, well, what are you doing? Well, I want to be an actor. Are you reading any scripts? Are you working on any monologues?
Are you doing any theater?
Have you supported the theater community? Have you been a part of the you have to do the work. I can easily try to go to, you know, any of these top executives and directors, Ryan Coogler, and say, hey man, put me in a movie. What have you done? What are you doing to garner to be in this movie? So when people walk up to me and then put me on, stand in line, bro. Like, I got a whole slew of family members who would love to be on camera as well, but what are you doing? So nothing is going to be given to any of us. You gotta take it, right? So take that responsibility. And the thing that we're doing with the Tate Brothers Foundation is we are starting, again, the same concept, same model of us when it comes to performing arts and skills and trades. What we're looking to do is get the performing arts implemented back into the school systems. Because we gotta start with the basics. Whether it's theater, whether it's music, whether it's drama, whether it's dance, all of that. And we also want to talk about the business side of that early on. We want to be able to talk about, you know, skills and trades.
Workforce development.
Workforce development, because there's a lot of people who are doing more work consistently behind the scenes, right?
The
These guys
secret
who
is
hold
there.
these cameras and stuff like this, they're gonna go to the next job and the next job and the next job.
Opposed to waiting on to be in front of the camera. There's a whole world and community behind the camera that works more and is just as important and even more vital to a fucking camera being shot.
Yeah, they work, and so we try to encourage people, especially from the community, become camera operators, become grips, get into, like, if you're an electrician, get a trade, right? So part of our thing is with the Tate Brothers Foundation with the workforce, like trades. We want to make sure that young people are getting trades, whether they're skills and trades, whether they're builders or carpenters, you know what I'm saying? And because we need people to build the sets. But let's say when production is done and we're on hiatus, you can still go and work.
Transferable
It's
skills.
transferable skills. And it keeps us thriving.
Right.
We're keeping the money within our community. We are professionals. People don't have to look for jobs, and people don't have to go and do what some of us feel that we have to do to take care of our families, right? And so when we continue to push the narrative of workforce, we sit down and talk to all the politicians. We talk to our city locals. We're sticking around for the DNC because, wow, we're going to talk to all of the people, the people who are making legislation in the city, people who are local community statesmen and stateswomen. We're sitting, talking to them. How can they help this workforce, because it's important. They say, how do we fix the crime? Work. You gotta have options, man. We ain't got no options. But when we continue to talk about options here and not outsourcing everything, that's what's gonna happen, right? So everybody's not gonna go to college, but they can get a trade, and they can build this set. They can build this stuff. They can make sure that this computer.
Yeah.
That's what we need, and people who look like us, right? And when they set up all these stuff, who puts these grids together? Who's running the electric in this building?
Who does the
Who
sound?
does that?
Yeah.
Is it us? And do we run the companies that do that? So that's the stuff we talk about. Like, who's running the companies?
Right.
Who runs the sound companies? Who's in this building right now? Who runs it? Who owns it? Do they look like us? Let's fix that.
Let me jump in.
Because they
real quick.
stay in our community.
I know, I love all that.
So